to the forefront. And we're going to be seeing it in game 1 here.
Yeah, we are going to see the Lucario come out once again. I think this is one of the scariest parts about fighting someone like Bloom, is that every other person in the UK, for the most part, you've got 1, 2, maybe 3 characters that you've got to sit down and think about, and you've got to have that game plan for. But there was no rhyme, no reason behind Bloom deciding, oh, you know what, today it's a Lucario day. And then not only are you playing this sort of uncommon character, because let's be real, there aren't many top Lucarios in the world, but you're playing against someone who is one of the strongest fundamental players the world has seen. So it's going to be a big challenge. You have got a best of 5 set to try and work it out, but it is going to be down to Peli to sort of learn as he goes along here.
Yeah. A lot of players are either a character specialist or fundamentally sound. Bloom is usually seen as a mix of the two. Peli, a Sonic master. And here he is, starting off with a very strong lead at the moment. It doesn't mean as much with Lucario, but being able to take the stock so early, like at sub 100, really helps you stay in the game.
Yeah, and even though that you're going to have, as you lose your stocks, you're still going to get some aura. You're absolutely right. Being able to kill sub 100 with things like forward smash, with some edge guards maybe, is going to be really, really crucial, because if you let Lucario get up to 130, 140%, even if you're an entire stock down, the whole situation can turn on its head in a flash. And it feels like Peli at the moment is very happy to just sort of, he's got the stock lead, he's happy to just stay back, keep it chilled, not overcommit in any way, because that is how you die early against Lucario. Lucario is one of the best at doing so.
Exactly it. Very strong character once that aura is there, but in order to actually get a hit, you still have to make use of Lucario's sort of subpar tools in neutral. They don't get bigger with aura, only the aura sphere, only the force palm. But the reward that Lucario gets when he does get a hit is superb, with a lot of aura on his side. That dash attack killing percent of stage, 120%. A lot of aura at his disposal. What can he do with it? Can he make this comeback here?
It's really scary as well, because Bloom is one of the most evasive players that I have ever seen. Bloom is so good at living to these crazy high percents with every single character. And obviously in any game, any character matchup, that's obviously a good thing. But in particular with something like Lucario, this situation right here, which we spoke a little bit about, the fear of being at 150% with Lucario, and suddenly Bloom is refusing to die, and now, you know, one back air at this point will seal the stock, because you've just got a little bit of rage and a lot of aura to play with.
It's so scary, Joycey. Like, you don't know how Bloom plays Lucario. You've never played this character before, so it's very much uncharted territory. You don't want to be committing with dash attack on shield, but unfortunately Lucario doesn't really have the best out shields to punish the kill there. But the damage is racking up. Aura Sphere at ledge, and unfortunately Peli decides to give up that stock, ends up homing attacking into the blast zone. This gets incredibly stressful with a max rage Lucario.
And just, you can even see these Bloom just holding shield, knowing that Peli realistically is just going to try and exert some of this fake pressure. Bloom has got all of the control at the moment, and Peli is going to be playing with a little bit of fear because of how quickly the tables can turn. Again, we saw it right at the start. You know, the forward smash at 80%, doing an excellent job at killing, but now you just keep taking percent and percent and percent, and now this is a, you know, like almost a 3 stock here, you know?
Peli needs to get the stock away immediately, man. The back throw, the F up throw will do it.
Finally, just about managing to get that, but you cannot afford to do that every single stock. You cannot afford to get Lucario to max rage and max aura every single stock. Like, you've got to find those early kills. And now, of course, Peli is going to be able to start making that comeback. We were seeing a little bit of it there, an unfortunate overextension with the up air, allowing Bloom to reset the ledge situation, and a dash attack into the aura sphere, just catching it. Bloom 1-0 up.
Incredible. Already having this like awareness on a character which he doesn't necessarily play as much compared to the Bayo, which gives him that notoriety. But he's still able to find kills out of nowhere, even without max without max aura, killing just with only 46% on him. Very comfortable. Means there's very little risk on his side. No risk of a comeback from Peli, and we're seeing the same matchup. More games in this set allows Peli to sort of understand what Lucario really does. Maybe he doesn't really know what he should be, what his game plan is in a sort of, as he said earlier, there are very few high-level reps we don't really know what to be looking out for here. And maybe Pelly doesn't either.
I think what's kind of wild as well is that even if, let's say, you've caught one of those American tournaments and you've seen players like, Armadillo comes to mind as the best Lucario, even if you've seen a couple of his VODs, Bloom has got this way of playing characters. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut myself off there because that was a back air killing at 85 after the hit. That was insane. And it's wild because Lucario is just such a like, two different sides of a very, very volatile coin. You've got this character that at low percents is just so pathetic, so underwhelming. You get these 2 or 3 hits, and it's like playing Sheik, where you look at the percent that you did, and I was like, oh, all of that for that? And then other times, you've just got these moments where you get these big hits at like 60, but unfortunately, Bloom going to be losing that stock fairly early, all things considered, but already beginning to mount that lead a little bit further, 63% on Pelly at the moment.
He's happy to scrap it in a situation like this when he has low aura. The risk-reward is kind of, it works out for him. Able to get so much damage, even he's winning neutral so many times, but if he does lose neutral, he's just taking damage, getting a bit more aura. Like, he's in a very good spot here. Only 16%, and yet hasn't even entered the fun, like the fun time with Lucario, right? Where he has a lot more reward. Just getting nickel and diming his way up to 100% for Pelly here.
I think also it's like a lot of people make that joke about, like you got to take 60% for Lucario before you get to the starting line. And then suddenly Lucario becomes a real character. But the thing is that Bloom is doing so much damage before, quote unquote, he gets the real character. And another back air center stage, not even much aura at all. And yet, center stage killing at 90% before the hit. What? This character.
And it's normally so hard to hit a back air like that. That Lucario back air is not the fastest, not the biggest hitbox, a lot of landing lag. And yet Bloom has got so many kills with that move, without max aura as well. It's really impressive that he's able to find these moments to get the stocks.
And I think this goes back to what I was going to say a little bit earlier on, in that you can look at all these Lucario players, well, I say all of them, there aren't too many out there, but the thing is with Bloom is that he plays, because he's basing this more on like, I'm just going to use my fundamentals and my rough knowledge. Some of the things that like the really experienced character specialists with the character might do that you've seen, like Bloom might not necessarily go for. A big thing to mention in that is the B reverse aura charges. That is something that is almost a bread and butter staple of anybody playing Lucario, and yet Bloom just doesn't utilize it at all, and yet is still doing well. So even when you're in these situations where you are managing to keep up, you've still got to almost readjust the little game plan that you've formulated in your head. And oh my goodness, what a nice little string there from Pelly, getting 50%. And this is fairly even now, Focus.
It really is so much damage on both sides in a blink of an eye, really. This does inevitably benefit Bloom. I think we need to see neutral wins from Pelly, which secure stocks. You need to kill Bloom whilst he is in disadvantage. Can he keep Bloom in the corner? Still racking up the damage, but this isn't meaning that much when you don't get the stocks. You need to find a way to secure the edge guards. Haven't really been seeing any so far from Pelly at the moment, and now things get a little bit dicey. As Alex Ferguson said, it's squeaky bum time approaching now. Pelly needs to pull something out of the bag, not getting the F smash. Going for spin charge, trading, could have led to forward air. It's getting a bit too scary here, Joycey.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I'm loving these uses of Aura Sphere from Bloom, just sort of dictating the ground game, making sure that Pelly has got to approach from the skies and then throwing out these aerials in an attempt to meet him there. But this is where it gets really scary. The grab isn't going to do it yet. Lucario can't do too much off of a grab. You have obviously got that command grab, which we haven't really seen from Bloom so far, but another edge guard opportunity for Pelly here, trying to two-frame with the down smash, but Bloom popped up and Pelly wasn't ready for it.
Really incredible mix-up to keep him alive. Otherwise, you just get two-frame for free. An aggressive back air from the ledge. This is Pelly's game to take it. Can he do it? Spring Gimp, going to reset the situation. Amazing angle to avoid the F-tilt two-frame. The back air is going to take it, catching and landing on the platform. Pelly really needed that game. Could not afford to go 2-0 down.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a difficult situation to be in. The fact that you got to do a reverse 3-0 against a character that you're unfamiliar with, not even accounting for the adaptations that Bloom would make in the meantime. 1-1 is such a good position to be in. And although it was, on a nice edge, it could have gone either way. It shows that Pelly managing to keep his cool in that situation. We're seeing these little bits of aggression coming in from Peli now. I think he's beginning to clock. We saw a lot of running away in the game 1. And I think he's realizing that it isn't going to work out because you can't nickel and dime against Lucario, because Lucario is going to just take those nickels and dimes and line his bank account with them. So you've really, really got to almost put that pressure on to be able to get those early stocks.
Perfect way of putting it, and it's why we're seeing Peli chase down Bloom, able to sort of, yeah, just make Bloom sort of feel uneasy, not really having the space to work with, not really getting the time to charge his Aura Sphere, for example, not feeling safe off stage. I am a fan of how Bloom's playing disadvantage to stay alive up to those like 150%, 190%. But you then have to make use of that aura to then take the stocks. We want to see Bloom survive for a lot longer and make use of that.
And we can see already just Peli trying to make the most of these ledge situations, even if you can rack up the damage and keep Lucario in disadvantage. And I think that's the real key difference. You can nickel and dime if you're just constantly throwing out those moves and you're constantly keeping in disadvantage. But it's when you get like situations like that, you know, like one hit here and there and you've just given Bloom a little bit more power to charge at you with. It's so scary.
Yeah, we're seeing Peli be very evasive here, and kind of has to with all this rage on the side of Bloom, looking for the S-Smash 2-frame a little early, but still staying safe. Trying to find a kill from the edge. I like the ideas, throwing out awkward situations for Bloom to navigate through, but Bloom has like perfectly found his way back into neutral. I can't believe that meaty Aura Sphere did not catch the neutral get up there. Falling out of spin dash, kind of scary stuff again for Peli. Can he navigate this tense situation here and get the kill?
It's so scary. And again, the fact that Lucario is so floaty in these edge guard situations means that I feel like Peli is maybe committing a little bit too early to those edge guards. That was just a clean 30% from the Aura Sphere across the stage. Peli was not, well, Peli just had to take it because he can't shield cancel anymore. And 217% focus, 217%. Do you know how much power Lucario has? Too much focus, too much power.
You can't allow that, man. Like, Bloom having all that aura is one of the scariest things in the world, man. All that aura. Peli does get the kill and isn't too far behind. One hit spin dash hit. We've seen how much he can do when it comes to getting these low percent conversions. It's just being able to push that into a stock win, where Peli's sort of having to work really hard. Although he's throwing out a lot of sort of checks. Oh no, you might take a lot of damage there. A lot of landing lag on homing attack, but Lucario not the best in terms of frame rate and not able to get up there in time. But Bloom able to just rack up that damage, even with a little, just the low aura here.
And I think that's the thing. Bloom is working so hard to get this stock, and that's the really scary part, is that we've obviously spoken about this much scarier side of Lucario, who can kill you at stupidly early percents. But then there's also this element where Bloom is just outplaying you and just getting, like, Bloom is nickel and diming you with a character that's arguably Lucario's greatest weakness, is that without all of that rage, it's a very weak and almost lackluster character. And this is where things can get really scary, because now suddenly you've got to deal with, like, okay, well, actually, Bloom's making the weakness work, and Bloom can also just, you know, body me with a bit of rage. But at the same time, Peli is doing a really good job. Bloom has been stuck at the ledge, or at least was stuck at the ledge, for a good 30-40 seconds in that interaction, and finally manages to get back on center stage, but has taken a ton of damage in the process.
Yeah, okay, the S-Smash is going to do it eventually, but again, it's scary stuff. Not able to see an early stock like the first stock of Game 1. This should be an opportunity for Peli to get a lot of damage here, chasing, landing, juggling with that abhorrent up air. Bloom committing to these dash attacks, which aren't necessarily getting that much reward. Going to commit for F-Smash as well, looking for opportunities to sort of end it all. Parrying a spin dash, but that move safe on parry. Very scary, very hard tool for Lucario to deal with, you'd think.
Once again, Peli just ranking up the aggression a little bit here, keeping all of this center stage, and just keeping Bloom in the skies at the moment is so difficult. Peli has got all of the control, and Bloom just dash attacking into Sonic's loving arms and is trying to go all the way down. And now Bloom finally manages to get back center stage, but Peli just takes it straight back focus.
Peli getting a lot of damage. Bloom sort of getting away, really lucky to be alive at this point, throwing so many opportunities. The spin dash into the stage to then set up a forward air stage spike, taking that game free. We could be seeing Pele's first win on Bloom if he plays his cards right. However, I've seen this situation so many times. Bloom tries a character, goes down in a set, thinks, I kind of want to win here.
Yeah,
and now
there
it comes.
It is. That's the thing with Bloom, is that you've almost got like the gaunt. It feels like this feels like phase 2 of a boss fight, right?
Yeah.
It's like you've gone past this phase 1, you've learnt the attack patterns, you've done really well, you've had run after run, you've brought it this close, and then suddenly 3 more health bars have shown up, and now Bloom Forever has just decided, okay, you can beat my, I mean, what's the term for like your 30th best character? Like, it's not even a tertiary. It's just I've hit random and I'm gonna main them for today. And now it's like, okay, now you gotta beat my real character. This is the character that Bloom made his name with across the UK, across Europe, and at this point across the world.
Mm-hmm. It's not out of the question though. Bloom has played Pele in this matchup so many times. Pele has taken his fair share of games and has been quite honestly robbed in a lot of other previous sets. It wouldn't be out of the question for him to take one of these 2 games here against the Bayo. However, it's hard. Bloom knows this matchup as well as Pele does, and sometimes just operates on another level when he brings the Bayo out.
And the thing is, we were mentioning a little bit earlier the vitalness of Pele taking that game too, right? The fact that it wasn't a reverse 3-0, because now Pele has got that extra game to make that adjustment. Even if Bloom manages to take it with the Bayonetta, you've still got an extra game to readjust to the character, to readjust to the habits, and move forward in the game 5. Whereas, obviously, if Bloom was up 2-0, it would be Pele's do-or-die situation again and again, and a forward smash. Pele's got a lead in this game 4, Focus.
Hold on a moment. We could finally be seeing Pele's first win on Bloom. Gonna die to the double ABK Nair. It's been a while since the Bayo has been brought out. The DI mix-ups are gonna catch Pele off guard, but he does know what he's doing. He does know how to punish the landings on when Bayo lands those specials. Able to rack up so much damage, sit on a lead, and that's what Sonic is really strong at doing. If he can just choose to minimize the interactions with this lead, the damage is only going to keep rising and rising so long as he plays his cards right. And as you see, baiting out sort of desperation options from Bloom, those heel slides, those ABKs into center stage, even though that's not going unpunished, you're not getting hit, that's the key thing. But you've been hit by the forward F3 on the platform, one of the scariest moves to be hit by against Bayo. But again, I'm sensing a little bit of panic from Bloom, maybe?
I think this is the thing, though. Like, at this point, certainly in 2023, there was obviously the circuit finale, which Bloom won with Bayonetta. But for the most part, Bayo has been the sort of the behind the safety glass. It's been things aren't going as well as I'd like. I'll bring up Bayonetta. I'll fix it. Don't worry. Like, Bayo will sort it out. And even in situations like we saw at KO, when Bloom went all pit, even in some really tense Game 5 situations, Bloom had faith in the character. And so to bring out the Bayonetta in a situation like this is really, really sort of... You almost think, well, I've got this now. Bayo's here, I'll be fine. And yet, I agree with you. It does feel like Bloom has realized, oh God, this is not the fail-safe character that I thought it was. This is not the almost free win that I might have in my back pocket. Pele is playing out of his mind at the moment, and even though Bloom has managed to bring the pace to more of a crawl, Pele is very much still keeping himself in this, and all it is going to take is a straight aerial, a back air, or any kind of strong move from either of these players at this point, as Bloom takes it in this second stock, and now things get a little bit scary. Pele's got to really keep his cool at the moment.
We need mental fortitude from the side of Pele. He was doing very well, but just sort of flubbed a punish on the special landing, and because of that, ended up eating the ABK into the back air. This is all to play for. This could be Pele's time, Pele's moment.
It's been so long since Pele has managed to defeat Bloom. I believe it has happened, but it has not been in recent memory. And what we saw in the set count as well is that Pele takes it close every single time. It's never a wash. And if there is any opportunity to be able to get it, it is in this winner's semi-final set. But Bloom, with some bread and butter Bayonetta combos, is going to be doing his best to bring it to a Game 5. Got a bit of a sizable lead here.
Pelly kind of struggling to punish the landings now. That's changed things up. Bloom's just sort of mixing it up just ever so slightly, and it's meaning Bloom's getting away with a lot. Bloom has done so much damage already. Pelly's firing back here, looking for a way to extend, keep this momentum going. Bayo off stage. Pelly looking for a way to get more damage. Wait for the spot dodge, but just misses it and gets up tilted instead. Drag down fair, looking for even more. Pelly gets the grab. Could get something here. Could he take the set? Looking for the air smash. Does not find its mark though.
We're getting so close, and the bat within messing up Pelly there a little bit, but manages to live. Perfect DI on that one, 160% on Pelly, just about managing by the skin of his teeth to get back onto stage. And this is the thing with Pelly, we're seeing a lot of aggression. We're seeing this really frantic pace, and Pelly is just
Hold on.
a mere hit away.
Back air. That's
There
gonna
it
do
is.
it.
And the pop-off from Pelly finally, after so long, slaughtering a demon. And focus, I cannot believe I'm saying this sentence, but Bloom Forever's in the losers bracket.
I cannot believe it. After so many sets, years of losses, close game 5s, game 4s, Pelly's finally got his win on Bloom Forever, and you can tell how much that means to him. He played that so well. Even in those last hit situations, he's still riding that momentum, man. Finding ways to get the stocks. I'm so happy for the lad. He's truly earns it.
Actually incredible. And Pelly making things repeat from Tea Party 2 as well, getting into the winners finals, but at Tea Party 2, Bloom was not there. This is a very monumental achievement, and I am going to be very real. I cannot remember the last